Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from What Culture. He's Michael Hamflett from What Culture. We are barely 2 months away from WrestleMania 40 and the card is kind of up in the air with all the recent developments. So if anything could happen, we might as well go for it. We are going to predict what every WWE star is going to be doing at WrestleMania 40. Let's dive straight into it, Hamflett, starting with EVERY!
Yeah, you can't have a big show without big hosts and big personalities.
Yes.
Are there any bigger than Pretty Deadlies right now? This call-up hasn't really been about them getting big wins, but they're having great fun with the SmackDown GM, can't remember his name, backstage on SmackDown. They've already kind of like proven themselves to be good utility players, and the guest host role at WrestleMania is all about that, right? You've got to interact with legends, with regulars, you've got to be potentially beaten up.
I was going to say,
You've got to dress well, look at them. I think they fit the profile.
A suit with the middle bit cut out.
If there's any like ECW themed stuff with WrestleMania being in Philadelphia, these two getting like caned by the Sandman or something. Like, is there anything they can't slot into in the rich tradition of your Baileys and your New Days and the likes that just have fun with it?
Yeah, you might assume that Bianca Belair and Montez Ford might be involved with that, with obviously the big promotion for their new TV show, but we want them in action.
We do.
So
More on that
Pretty
later.
Deadly would be excellent hosts. Lots of names to get into, including the Royal Rumble winner, Bayley. Who does she pick? What does she do at WrestleMania?
I'm pointing at Bayley because she got the point of the sign and it felt great.
Oh.
This is one of the more predictable ones, which I think is why we're leaning on it first. It's going to be Bayley versus Io Sky. The damaged Kataral implosion finally takes place soon enough. As Wilborn pointed out at the start of the video, we're recording this before she theoretically makes her choice.
Yes.
We saw her scared off picking Rhea Ripley on the post-Rumble Raw. I think she still might pick her, but I think that might change as the storyline develops. You know, we've seen teases of this group breaking up. We've seen how Bayley has been gradually being forced out by Io, and we've pitched it a gazillion times. If you watch us, if you listen to us, about Bayley secretly learning Japanese and leading them to believe she will pick Rhea only to pick Io and have the big title match and the big moment, the big babyface return of the Bayley we know and love.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones-esque reveal of, I know what you've been talking about the entire time. Not going to say Dracarys, but she's going to say, I pick you, Io Sky.
Using her in Japanese and pointing at the sign to defy it would be such a moment.
It would be absolutely amazing. And bring back the Bayley Buddies for WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. There ain't no stopping us now. It's WrestleMania Day.
Moving on. Oh, Damage Control.
Well, there they are, right? So, Damage Control will obviously factor into all of this. We'll see on the road to WrestleMania what side Dakota Kai takes in all of this. And we have currently, as of this writing and indeed this video, the Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane. So I'm bringing them in here as a bit of a tease for more to come in the video. I think we're going to borrow from WrestleMania 37, not with a Women's Battle Royal, but with a Women's Tag Team Turmoil match. There's one thing I know about Triple H booking the women's division in 2024 versus how he booked it when he was actually good at it. It's that he loves putting women together for quiet matches on Raw. So WrestleMania, shove them all in, start pairing wrestlers up for whether it be a night one defense against a match against the champions or a night two match as they did, I think at WrestleMania 37. Night one, the tag team turmoil, night two, the title match. But either way, I think it's a solution to a self-made problem, but it gives a lot of wrestlers getting not a lot, something nice for the big show.
Yeah. Moving on. I made myself sad.
Oh, we'll just stop the video here, shall we? It was a good run. And I say that talking about CM Punk's run as well. Nothing, ultimately. Like, the slide is in here because we were all excited and here to tell you that he was going to main event WrestleMania. He was going to help Seth Rollins live a dream while living one of his own. And obviously it's not meant to be. Not in the cards, as the Punk himself said. But we come with some good news, right? We've talked away into believing that there will be a seat at the table, as it were, for CM Punk.
Yeah, I hope so.
Commentary table.
Yeah, I think that it's harsh on him because he could have to sit there and watch it, but having him at commentary for the World Heavyweight Championship match, sporadically or throughout the entire night, depending on how you feel about it, it would really enhance the presentation of WrestleMania. And to be honest, purely selfishly, because I didn't get to go to all in because I was busy having a child, I'd like to be in attendance when a CM Punk entrance happens.
Oh, mate, yeah. So what we're saying is CM Punk at WrestleMania for the benefit of Adam Wilborn, and ideally. And look, again, Philadelphia connections, it's likely that certain figures might play a role in WrestleMania. The original Paul Heyman guy, he's going to want a little bit of that as well. I'm with you. I think use the entrance, use the moment. Even him being there and knowing that it's breaking his heart that he's not in the ring surely tells its own story for WrestleMania 41, doesn't it?
And
like, create the visual.
A big star when ECW is most popular, of course.
Look, even with a broken arm, I think you could still do 3.5 stars in a stadium.
Exactly.
Last year.
What is Seth Rollins going to do? We will get to that in due course. First, Jade Cargill.
Just look at Jade Cargill.
Oh.
The Rumble debut was stunning, kind of as we knew her debut would be, no matter what she did. A real money signing for WWE, and I think even though there might not be a lot of time to tell the story that I'm predicting that we're going to get in one slide's time, while she's such a money player, make a money match. Jade Cargill is maybe one of the best signings. Maybe she's the strongest signing. But someone that might have a point to argue there is...
Hamlet, cut the shiz. Who's she going to be facing at WrestleMania?
Bianca Belair. Oh my God. So this is a Michael Sidgwick take, and I think he nailed it. Bianca Belair is making a hell of a case to becoming the Miss WrestleMania.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Shawn Michaels one, she just does not miss in this stadium.
Hell of a test for her streak as well.
Indeed. Doesn't miss in the stadium setting. Just has obviously this winning record, but not just a winning record, matches that become instant WrestleMania moments, and WWE love that capital M moment. You know, you think of the Becky Lynch title match at 38, the historic match against Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 37. This might not have the in-ring quality of those, but on a sheer magnitude level, it might be the biggest of the bunch. It is WrestleMania sized.
Yeah.
You've got Jade Cargill now presumably working constantly at the Performance Center. They'd probably have time to rehearse because Belair's going to be not on television as a wrestler as much, promoting the new show with Montez Ford. It's got WrestleMania written all over it one year, some year. Why not make it this year?
And do not panic, Nia Jax fans, because I know some people have said maybe you do the Jade Nia match at WrestleMania. She is going to be involved a little bit later on.
We've got plans.
Let's talk about Big Bronson Reed, though.
Big Bronson Reed, and big is the key word here. This might sound like I'm damning with faint praise, but despite Bronson Reed getting a good run on Raw, I think it's Andre the Giant Battle Royal duties for him.
AKA the Meaty Men Invitational.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Wilbon, because I've clubbed together here a number of meaty men that could make Big E's fantasy reality. Look, the Andre has been reserved for SmackDown rather than WrestleMania, so they might not make the main card, they might not, but I've got a few different selections of wrestlers for the Andre, and I've got some meaty men here for this one.
Forgot to include him in the slides, but I'd love to have Big E on commentary if they are going to do a Meaty Men Invitational via the Andre the Giant.
Perfect, amazing. Or
love you, Big E.
As soon as they all sort of just have their corner of the ring where the meat match is going on, he can't watch anything else in the match.
I will say, just clarify, bring him out in advance so people don't think he's actually in the match. I'd love to see him back in the ring, but only when he's healthy. Get well soon, Big E.
So yeah, I've gone with, right now, Big Bronson Reed in the Battle Royal. We've got Apollo Crews in the Battle Royal. He's having these main event bangers, but not much else is happening ultimately. If we go next, you'll find Shinsuke Nakamura, another guy that's had a little run of late.
You can miss someone and hoy him out of there.
Exactly, feels like he'll be missing. And then we'll come back to the Battle Royal later, because now we with the Creed brothers. Now, I'm bringing back...
And Ivy Nile in the corner.
Indeed, and Ivy Nile will be with the Creed brothers. I'm bringing back a WrestleMania 39 favourite world boss.
Yes!
I'm bringing back the WrestleMania Tag Showcase. Why mess with perfection? Do it again. Lift 4 teams from Raw and SmackDown, put them all together, go absolutely ballistic, and magic will occur. I've pitched a bit more of a work rate one this year on account of it being... I know, I'm sorry.
No, I've got some out to add that may put pay to that in a second.
Last year's was cinematic. This year, I just want it to be ass kicking.
Can I just make one tweak?
Please.
This is a brilliant list. It's all about whatculture.com if you want to read more details about this.
Constructive criticism in the comments is welcome. Abuse is, well, you're going to do it anyway.
Comes with the territory, the WrestleMania Showcase, nice, but let's tweak that a little.
Okay.
The WrestleMania Extreme Showcase.
Oh my God. I mean,
these lads with tables involved and ladders. Bruce Creed cannonballing some fool from 20 feet in the air.
Oh my God. Do you want to put some more in?
Yeah, go on.
DIY. Fell short on Monday Night Raw of winning the tag titles, which means they're probably going to fall out of contention
that's fair.
right now. But it's all starting to come together. Johnny Gargano wrestling at WrestleMania would be great for one. Phil Chambers.
Hey.
So I'm putting him on the card for him in a high-profile situation. And yeah, I just think it's not quite there with DIY, but I think they're on a slow road.
And they'd get the notice, especially when the likes of Creed brothers in this match, and it'd be weird to book them with them now because they're both massively over baby faces.
And I needed another team that had that dog in them, and I found one. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Roof, roof, roof. Obviously now Butcher's returned to Pete Dunne. You expect big things, I think, from British Strong Style post-WrestleMania. They've kind of come together at just the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like, they're not likely going to figure into big storylines.
I see these two's maybe when you want to drink a coffee.
Absolutely, get involved. Yeah, that's nicely done. That's what you call like peppered in promotion, because get your coffees at Good Brew.
Hey.
But we're not paid to sponsor them. So
No,
I'm just saying it because we actually like them. Yeah, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate kind of on that nice rehabilitation run.
Yeah.
Post-WrestleMania is when it gets serious, but in the meantime, why not give them a big stage?
Exactly, and Pete Dunne snapping fingers on the grandest stage of them all is always good to see.
Before you click that button,
Okay.
I'm all for Big E calling the action in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal from the E section, but if he wants to sit ringside, or even stand on the apron, maybe he could do with the fourth team. Because it's a new day, yes it is, and is he back? We don't know. But being there with them at WrestleMania, New Day having a hell of a run, kicking ass on that Raw in this feud with Imperium.
Kofi's putting on great singles matches, yeah.
They've sort of found their fire again. They're wanting to be taken seriously. A win here perhaps would be just that ahead of the year ahead. They're saying, look, we're 10 years into the New Day, but as a team, as far as you should all be concerned, we're just getting started. I would like actually book them to be in this and potentially win it. The showdown with them in the Creeds, when all of this breaks down, like you can just imagine spot on top of spot on top of spot. Yeah, Big E may be wrestling, but even if he's not, like having present
with the great reaction, 80,000 people.
It'd be magic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think everybody, every single person in that building would go absolutely wild. Like just the expression, the excitement would be written all over the face. You'd be dancing all around, with the exception of one human being. Nikki Cross. I've got Nikki Cross, right, in the women's tag team turmoil match, obviously. But the thing is, she doesn't know. She doesn't even know she's in the match.
No.
She stands on the apron. She doesn't help.
Weird gimmick at the moment.
It's strange gimmick. I wanted her to be in the Rumble. Just walk down the aisle. Keep on walking through the match. Get thrown over the top rope. Keep on walking through the seats. But who, Adam Wilbot, the last time they did the women's tag team turmoil was, I'm going to say it, inexplicably the most over woman in the entire match, carrying like somebody standing still through this tag team turmoil. Ain't nobody meaner.
Hey.
Chambers, ain't nobody else.
Yes.
Tamina got that impossibly big response at WrestleMania 37. I think there is a certain novelty to people being around that long that fans just go, give them a go, give them a shot. There's a few odd one outs on this list. When you go down that roster, you can see the difference. I did this list like 5 years ago, and the difference between wrestlers with nothing on the cards and something to do is vast.
Yeah.
But there are still a few odd one outs. Tamina is one of them, realistically.
Does feel a bit harsh to be doing all the Samoan stuff, which we'll get to in due course, and not have her on the card.
Indeed, that's it. Like you could, there's a little bit of lore there. One little backstage moment. You know, you'd have like a nice Team Bad reunion, like with Naomi, if she's got anything to do. So yeah, have her there. But then let's chuck a couple more established teams in there as well. We'll get the one now. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
A bit of a showcase. They're really not doing much for them at the moment.
It's not been amazing for Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, but this is their setting. We're going to get to some other inverted commas proper teams on this for this match later on. But compared to some of the makeshift ones Triple H has put together, these were the way. We do the way bit. These were the way all the way back in NXT. So just something nice, something nice from. Right. I might be the only person left with the vested interest. I'm kind of the last guy to have a vested interest in The Miz, but this year especially I do. I think they're cooking something on Raw, and I've kind of got to stick to this now because I predicted it in January and sounded like an idiot. So basically, I'm going with this all the way till we get to Philadelphia when they haven't booked it. The Miz, Adam Wilborn, is not going to be in singles action. He's not going to be a guest host.
Okay.
He's not going to fight Shane McMahon. He's going to be in tag team action with R-Truth.
Because I deliberately searched for this picture to sum up R-Truth.
Right, yeah, that is how I feel right now about R-Truth and the Judgment Day, about the potential of the Dream match. It's preposterous, right? But awesome Truth getting that response the other week, and The Miz coming down to save R-Truth when the Judgment Day finally beat him up, put him out, took him out of action. Heavy heat stuff on Monday Night Raw. If this match isn't booked for Elimination Chamber, I'm going all the way to the grandest stage. Damien Priest, Finn Balor, titles on the line, title change.
Wow.
The thing about WrestleMania is, I think people rush to make all the dream matches, all the mirror matches, all the sort of work rate classics, all that kind of thing. You need range. You absolutely need range. WrestleMania 17 is beloved, as considered one of the best. But does it thrive without the gimmick battle royal, without the preposterous McMahon soap opera? There is so much that makes that card great, but it's not just 5-star classics. It's a bit of everything. This, I can tell you, will not be a 5-star classic, but I would argue it would get one of the biggest pops of the night.
And it doesn't need to be a lot. Like, imagine immediately aftermath of, it's about this WrestleMania moment, like you say, for Truth and Miz, and the culmination of one of many stories with the Judgment Day. You could probably have AOP kill them the night after.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, The Miz, did that not happen on The Miz on the other side of that with Zack Ryder all those years back? Make a little WrestleMania moment. Damian Priest will still have the briefcase, so his business will
frees him up, doesn't it?
Yeah, his road will now be free for cash-in teasers.
June, I think, to cash in.
Like, I think they have very, very nicely built up R-Truth and The Miz, a sympathetic baby.
I like it.
It might not get past Elimination Chamber, but we can say now that we don't know that's booked. So I say
before SmackDown.
Get them up at WrestleMania. Speaking of stables,
oh yes, please.
The LWO, the slightly rebadged and reframed LWO, they'll be there at WrestleMania, but they will.
Well, this lad he's done some amazing spots recently.
He's kicking ass.
Wild,
and I think he's trying.
They're doing that spot, aren't they?
I think the if you haven't seen it, the NXT spot.
Why are you watching NXT? What's wrong with you?
Where he is catapulted what looks like 100 years into the future off a springboard move. They're doing that at WrestleMania, right? And you need bodies at ringside. You need people around, so they're going to be there accompanying this man, the biggest little man, Rey Mysterio. There he is, of course, on the wrong end of Santos Escobar's heel turn.
Love evil Santos Escobar.
Well, you're going to love WrestleMania, baby, because we're getting the match. There he is, of course, with the new Legado del Fantasma. Again, loads of bodies, loads of people. Santos and Rey.
Feels like timing-wise, Electra Lopez just being called up. He's getting ready for Mania.
Indeed.
There's Zelina on the others.
A year plus in the making, right? Now, if you recall, over a year ago, before last year's WrestleMania, Santos, in showing sympathy to Rey Mysterio, said, look, you're still a father figure to me, even if, somebody else might call you a deadbeat dad. And now here we are, 1 year later, and Santos is on the dark side. And who else might you use to accompany him on this dark side?
Who's a real pair of gits?
These guys.
Yeah.
A big head and a big bad son. Dominic Mysterio, as what I love is the idea in the vignettes of Dominic Mysterio as the Santos Escobar sort of like Rocky and Mickey thing, but in reverse. Like, he's useless, but he's saying to Santos, like, he's my deadbeat dad. I know how to beat him. I know how to get. You can get him like this. I'll get him like this.
You lost, Dom.
You lost. Dominic Mysterio, like, Santos, what is going on in there? Like, the idea of, like, trying to teach him all the Mysterio family tricks.
Just for the entrance alone.
Ah, yes. Like, anyway, these two, with Judgment Day being very busy elsewhere on the card, these are kind of it's the NWOB team of the Judgment Day at this point.
I have no doubt Santos will get booed. This will guarantee that team gets booed.
You want some more meat for the Battle Royal?
Yes, please.
I get you, Ivar.
Look how high up he is there.
A massive run for Ivar, obviously, since the injury to Eric on Running Out Raw. Again,
great first name.
Feels like it feels like a relegation, the Andre Battle Royal, but ultimately a spot on the card is still more desirable than doing nothing at all. I'd put him as one of the favourites to win.
Yeah.
More big lads?
Go on then.
Jinder Mahal and Indus Sher.
I'll do some with them.
Virtually AWOL. Jinder Mahal, of course, a bit of a lightning rod early this year with the build to the Seth Rollins match. But yeah, there's not much else kicking around for them. The match was always there to be novelty.
Yeah.
Really? A bit of fun.
Got me with a pinfall.
They got you.
A bit on it.
You were the one. But yeah, hoy them in there just to hoy them back out ultimately. And this guy.
Forgot about him, to be honest.
Where's he been? I think a lot of people assume that he'd been released in that sort of like late talent cut last year. He's still around, but he's not associated with Ciampa and Gargano, so that doesn't feel like a thing. He's no longer associated with The Miz.
He could be a surprise, like, so he goes into the ring to get something. What the bloody hell's he been doing there?
Perfect. Yeah, I love that. Like, a wrestler that goes to the floor and suddenly is, like, in the trappings of Dexter Lumis of all people, yeah. And it's, not to sort of be cruel or anything, but this might be his last chance to get a Mania.
That's fair.
Who knows what's happening next to Dexter Lumis. And...
where the hell's Odyssey Jones?
Yeah, I've used that graphic on purpose.
Yes.
Because he's drafted to Monday Night Raw.
I forgot he was drafted,
You wouldn't know about it, would you? They've done this before in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. This is going to sound a weird example, go with me here. Do you remember the WrestleMania 32 Battle Royal? When you're watching it, you're thinking, oh, this so. What the is Tatanka doing there?
Yes.
So it is odd. And like sometimes wrestlers who you just haven't seen for months get like gorgeous new gear made.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, they're actually letting me out in front of the public.
He's great, Odyssey Jones. He was awesome in NXT. I understood why they brought him up, and then they did nothing with him.
It feels like a bit of an injustice to him.
Yeah.
He gets this call up, so his name's out there and then he's not used. You know who else is sick of suffering injustice? This guy. He might have prayed for CM Punk.
Social media king Drew McIntyre.
Indeed. Drew McIntyre, of course, the big story, if he indeed makes it to WrestleMania, contract allowing, is that how does Drew McIntyre get what he feels is the vindication he deserves on WWE's biggest stage now that the WWE and World titles are kind of out of reach?
Yeah, so he can't fight for the World Heavyweight Championship. He's done that like 20 times.
Yeah.
He's not facing Roman again.
Nope.
Punk's out.
No.
Sammy's doing something else. We'll get to him. So I can't think who he could possibly face, Michael Halfway.
I can't see who it could
wait
be.
a second.
Oh my God. That's what he does. That's always what he's done. Yeah, that's right. John Cena is going to yet again turn up to get killed by a younger guy.
Yeah.
It was very effective.
That'd be good this time.
Well, it was very effective for Solo Sikoa.
That was good, yeah.
He played quite a good cheerleader babyface for LA Knight in the summer, if you remember. And the idea... Go on, sorry.
So just to remember, Phil, you'll remember this. At WrestleMania 39, first night, we're sort of heading over there. It's all very busy, of course. And all them lot are like, it's all right. They've already said that the Theory Cena match is first, so it doesn't matter if we're a bit late. I was like, no, I've never been there for a John Cena entrance. I know the match isn't going to be, the best thing on the show. I want to be there for the Cena entrance. So, and I was correct on both accounts. Great entrance, forgettable match. But Drew,
is there a better wrestler than John Cena to emerge on the stage and give Drew both barrels about excuses, about complaining? Like, this is the guy in John Cena, and let's be honest, he kind of like made the water toxic for every star in the future.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be everything all day, every minute of the day. And the fact that you dare to complain about a loss, about a result, the fact that you pray for one of the guys to get injured, that disgusts me. Like, the champ is still here. You're nothing until you've proven it against me.
Yeah, Doctor of Thugonomics in the build. 1 week.
Oh, why not?
Got a lot to go out with. You're Scottish.
Drew could come out and parody him. Go, I'm MC, I am Brew, and just come out and that's all right, isn't it? Scottish fans.
Say, oh no!
Yeah, I love that more now. Yeah, actually, Drew having a rap promo week.
Right. Let's get to Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, some star stuff, yeah. Rhea Ripley, like, this one feels predictable, but it's a good kind of predictable, right? For over a year now, because if you remember, this was in the conversation all of 12 months ago. They have every now and then put Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch in shot of each other.
There you go.
And there's an example of it. And it looks and feels enormous.
Potential main eventer. Now,
possibly.
There's no Punk match.
Right now, I think it's the job of Royal Rumble winner Bayley to prove why she deserves the main event spot over these two. You've got realistically the biggest star the women's division has made in the last few years, and maybe the biggest star ever in the history of the division, Becky Lynch, the history maker at WrestleMania, everything she's accomplished as the man. And the thing about this one is, like, set your expectations of match quality high. Rhea Ripley's reign has been great, but it's been kind of defined more by squashes than big banger matches. If anything,
it's also been sort of Roman-esque in terms of that, which she's not losing to them.
Yeah,
losing this title reign to this one.
It peaked when she won the belt, which is never ideal in terms of an in-ring.
Yeah.
Peaked when she beat Charlotte Flair.
Backlash was awesome against Zelina Vega, obviously.
Magic.
But we all knew she wasn't taking the title off.
Exactly. This is where you kind of get everything. You get the work, you get the result being in massive doubt.
Yeah, I have no idea if they do that.
Becky Lynch potentially toppling Rhea Ripley is huge. Again, if we're kind of positioning this as a terrible weekend for the Judgment Day, that then Damian Priest was to cash in and be like, great WrestleMania, right, guys? And everything else just sort of doomed around him.
Bloody neck, I can't
Super unpredictable, mega heated, I think, in the work.
And obviously how she gets there is the Elimination Chamber.
I think so, yes.
Shayna Baszler-esque performance. Have I ever mentioned my love for that match?
Give me a quick refresher.
She eliminated every single person. It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And for some reason afterwards, after me and Phil heaped praise on it, people were like, I don't like it.
Long-term storytelling, because after all of that, who did she lose to?
Shouldn't have, but it was Becky Lynch.
There we go, we've pieced it all together. Back to the women's tag team tournament.
Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Yes, what are they up to?
Mother Evan, you need to be running in fear.
Am I seeing Michael Cole doing it? I think I'm the second best person to do it.
Man is chasing that job. Yeah, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven were so much fun in the Rumble. Like, again, like we talk about, like some of these makeshift tag teams that Triple H has pushed together. These are not that. They might have started that way.
They could have a really fun entrance as well.
Totally. Like, I think Chelsea Green has earned this spot more than a lot of wrestlers across either show and in either division.
Piper's been great as well, because she was just kind of shoved with her, and was it Jim Neidhart she dressed as?
Oh, that was
so good.
Before you press the button on the next one, Philadelphia, right? Mm-hmm. Big cheesesteaks. Mm-hmm. Historic wrestling town.
Yeah.
And what I'm seeing from the credits of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is some pretty impressive clubs.
There is some clubs.
So, of course,
They're going to have a bloody great time.
Katana
Never had the club.
Katana Johnson, Caden Carter, fresh from the club, as long as they're not too hungover, are going to be there at WrestleMania. They're going to be in the tag team turmoil match as well. While I mention Market Street and the club and Philadelphia, should we do a live show there?
I think we should, you know.
I think we should. Well, I think you could come too if you wanted to.
But by the time the video comes, we might not be able to. You won't be able to. WhatCulture.com/tickets.
Not a VIP one. No, all sold out. You're too late for that. But if you go to
I'll go in the VIP section of the club.
If you go to WhatCulture, the red rope bit of the club that's it now. We're full. Bottle service. We can only afford so.
They bought all the tickets.
Every single
all of
one.
them.
Every single one. Glow sticks in the club.
50 cent a jar rule concept. I'm having all of them. But yes, it goes down on the Sunday of WrestleMania Night 2. Plenty of time to go with it. We'll be going to WrestleMania Night 2, so we'll make sure it's finished in time. It's at Underground Arts in Philadelphia. Do come along. Simon Miller's going to be there, so it's going to be good. WhatCulture.com/tickets. Yeah, they're going to be in the tag team tournament. Makes sense.
Yeah.
They've got some great spots in them.
And look, they're a proper team. I see I don't sense any kind of breakup or dissension, and not like one of them heartbreaking WrestleMania moments where everything falls apart.
No.
Oh boy.
They lose every week, and it looks like they're going to turn on each other every week.
They eliminated each other from the Royal Rumble. They continue to get defeated. They've been in the rocks. WrestleMania has been the site of some pretty big splits in the past. And I think one more soul-crushing defeat.
It might be what Tegan Knox needs, because I'm annoyed that they haven't done more with her. Whether it's her that gets turned on, her who does the turning. Yeah, give him a bit of momentum, and let's split this up, because it's not working for him.
And you know, like a lot of people like Natalya. And I think why is because she's been around so long. And like those fans, they've just been like down since day one. It ain't paranoia. It's main event Jey Uso.
Yeet.
All of us doing this over and over again.
So good. 80,000.
And then not to concern you, but then the bell's going to ring because he's fighting his brother Jimmy. The Royal Rumble thing, we had different feelings on this, didn't
disagree.
So, seeing them paired together in the morning too made me doubt if WWE are actually going to run with this. We got a lot of Jimmy and Jey in that opening couple of minutes. But Jimmy won me back round because he's such a partner. Every single time he tried to make friends with somebody.
Let's be mates.
And then they just knock him down. He's got nobody. He's been a great clown. You have paved the way, I think, for this match to take place.
Yeah, I think they did what they did with Punk and Cody because that wasn't going to happen at WrestleMania. And they did a brief stint with them. But the fact they didn't eliminate each other, I think factors in something on the road to WrestleMania because I think Jey, in the interim, is obviously going to fight for the IC title against Gunther.
Yeah.
Who's going to cost him? His bloody brother is going to do it. And Jey's going to go, look, I tried to keep separate from all this. I moved shows. I'll let you get on with all your bollocks with Roman, but now that's it. I'm going to kick your ass at WrestleMania.
Well, like a bit of a foreshadowing of a match to come. Roman putting the bloodline on family business in order for him to just concentrate solely on Cody Rhodes could lead to something else we're going to talk about later on this card. And it's got a slight link, just a bit, to the next match we're going to talk about as well, because Nia Jax, right? What a comeback story this has been.
I love her.
An injection of chaos into the Raw women's division. The matches have improved exponentially. The booking with Becky Lynch has been sublime. She's a threat. It looks increasingly like she is going to main event a stadium show with Rhea Ripley in Perth for Elimination Chamber. And in terms of the heel against the home country favourite, there is simply nobody better. So I think she's earned a big match.
Yeah, she's earned a big match. She's going to face Rhea there, so that's out of the picture. We've already booked Becky. We've already booked Jade Cargill. We've already booked Bianca Belair. Who on earth could she possibly face?
It'll be a amazing. Couple of wrinkles. Bring it to the floor. Couple of things to this. Right. So, Naomi is being rumoured to be signing for SmackDown. At the time you watch this, she might have already signed on the dotted line with the GM. Can't remember his name. But I want to remember his name because she's going to be promised all this and so much more when she signs for SmackDown because they are going to acknowledge, kind of for the first time, that there are links between Naomi and the Bloodline.
Yes.
Not going to join.
No.
But it is going to be made clear that the clown prattling about on SmackDown is her husband. And there might be a little signal she was like, Jimmy, mate, get together.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on with all of this? And I think this little niggly relationship between Nick Aldis and the Bloodline is going to manifest through this. Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis have got a professional rivalry.
Yeah.
And Nia is going to go to Adam Pearce and say, I want something for WrestleMania. You know how, like, he gets stressed when he has to book the women's division. He's taking a drink. He's like, oh,
what the hell?
She's like, I'm going to kill you. Give me a match. And I've lost to Rhea Ripley, or I'm going to kill you. And he's like, oh, I'll just have to see what I can do. Nick Aldis is what is going on in there?
You never know.
I've got just the match for you. So these two are effective. It's not going to be billed as Raw versus SmackDown. It's just going to be, well, I've got a kick-ass wrestler.
Yeah.
I've got a kick-ass wrestler. See you there.
Be awesome.
Roman putting the thumb on Jimmy, it'd be like really awful, nasty. Get your wife in line stuff. Like,
yeah.
Perfect as part of the bloodline Nick Aldis stuff. I think they could fold something into that quite neatly.
Yeah. I'm just so glad Naomi's back in the Fed.
Yeah, she rules. So does Ricochet.
He does.
If you have seen those videos on social media of people reacting to him getting one of the late numbers in the Royal Rumble, it reflects how they've not really paid much attention to him since the Logan Paul thing. So he's going in the Battle Royal for me.
Great elimination from the Rumble, though.
Oh, amazing. And thus, I guess, perfect for a Battle Royal. What you've made me realise is I'm pitching a bunch of guys here that can get spectacularly thrown out
yes.
rather than win it. Or am I? Because next up, we've got Cedric Alexander. Not so great for him of late. Another main event.
Yeah, I was going to say, another guy doing great stuff on main event.
Somebody that is going to use, especially if it appears on SmackDown, a recent attempt to get the attention of Nick Aldis is Ashanti the Adonis, who has done out, but has sat with Aldis and Aldis said, I'm going to fix this for you, and I think this will be proof of it. He's going to try and give an opportunity to get a showcase, as is Dragon Lee. It's been a hell of a run so far. Obviously, he kind of got his ass kicked by Obafemi, and we expect that to happen again.
Yes.
In perpetuity on NXT, because that's what Obafemi does.
Sunday Night Avengers Day, of course, yes.
He'll be great in the Battle Royal. He'll be one of the most technically gifted flyers in the whole match, but he's not going to get it done. Because a surprise, we've talked a lot about this, there's always a few names that suddenly find themselves outside the bubble around WrestleMania weekend. And in a bit of a shock twist, I've got the winner of the Battle Royal being AJ Styles. Sorry, like, he's jacked. He's funny.
Is that bubble round or?
he's under a flat bubble. Yeah.
Look at the size of his bloody arms.
The Rumble 4-way was great for him in one sense because he looked tremendous in it. But you couldn't help feeling like he was gradually disappearing from view. He's maybe, again, SmackDown his head. They could have shown you some huge big match. But I'm just not seeing the singles match from him. I tried. I went looking for the pairings. I couldn't find it. So I've currently got him winning the Andre.
Okay.
So I was like, he's not got this glittering WrestleMania legacy in terms of match quality either. So I don't know, maybe like an easy one from an award, a bit of a sort of, it's a participation trophy he's put in the years.
So it's almost the name makes the trophy this time.
A little bit. However, now then, I need to credit Adam Wilborn for where this is going, but I'll just tell you where we are. A-Town Down Under are, of course, going to get up to something fun in Australia. Grayson Waller's going to...
I hope they don't split.
No, I don't think so, Grace. It's looking like it'll end up that way, but I want to get them to WrestleMania for one specific reason. Grayson Waller's going to be a situational babyface in Australia, but the two of them, obviously, still very much in Kevin Owens' business after the Royal Rumble. It's been a bit of a story that Owens... He's trying his hardest. From the day he signed for SmackDown, he's like, Kathy Kelly, who do you want me to punch?
Yeah.
I don't think like these guys.
Yeah.
Got it.
Really punchable faces, both of them.
Obviously, he lost Sami Zayn as a partner, so he's kind of found himself in a lot of handicap situations. So I think it's looking like he might be in that spot again.
Yes, shall I take it from here?
Or is he, Wilborn?
So, yeah, A-Town Down Under. They've had a habit recently of Grayson Waller, mainly with Austin Theory matches, but just generally talking themselves into trouble. Do not worry if you're a Sami Zayn fan, by the way. He's still going to appear a little bit later on. But yes, A-Town Down Under, taking on, of course, as you said, Kevin Owens. It just makes sense. Give him a big tag match. Main evented WrestleMania in a tag match, of course, last year.
Main evented the year before that, didn't it?
Yes, good point. But yeah, Sami Zayn not involved. So who on earth could he get to be a tag team partner who, he's got a bit of a previous relationship with? Stone Cold Steve Austin, baby!
What? I love it. You pitch this. Kind of pulled it out of your ass, actually, but I fell in love with it straight away. Stunner Law, Waller and Theory bouncing around for Stunners, the beers at the end, the whole deal.
Could be a surprise on them. What are you going to bloody do? Your mate's in a different match, we'll get to in a bit. Your mate's in a different match. You've got no friends.
Yeah. I'm going to melt you here. I'm going to melt you live on camera.
Oh my
Sorry,
God.
guys. I know you're a big Adam Wilborn fan, but R.I.P. to the man. They're out in the ring. You've got no friends. And Kevin was like, we're not having a handicap match. I tricked you. Glass smash.
I've melted, Uplet.
Glass smash
I
handshake.
tricked you.
Again, we're talking about range. I'm not asking, I can't make this clearer, Steve Austin to take a suplex bump on the floor. I understand why he did it. It was magic. I was there. It'll sit with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
This is fun. This is novelty. This is knockabout. He can do all 4 corners of the mud holes if he wants, because there's 2 of them. And then I wrap it up with stunners, drink some beers. Just such a lovely mid-card distraction. Very much the Carmella R-Truth dance break of WrestleMania 35, but not Jesus, is this show still on? I didn't pick that picture.
Yeah, that picture's not on his list.
I'm looking at a picture of Logan Paul holding up a title, and I guess so are you. He's just not holding up with his hand, is he? Logan
Imagine
Paul.
wearing that title belt now.
Logan Paul. Let's get a wash, I guess. Logan Paul's going to shower off and put the title on the line against
LA Knight.
It's just big, innit? It's just big.
It makes sense to me.
LA Knight was never destined to win the world title, but did simultaneously break the glass ceiling.
Yeah.
So how do you square that circle? How do you pay off this career year that he's had?
Yeah.
Lost to Roman Reigns twice now. He is out with the picture.
So you're booking him for this WrestleMania, unlike they did last year.
That's it.
Yeah.
Really robbed of a spot this time last year. So yeah, give him the United States title. Logan Paul, this is such a strange thing to say, but
Good guy, yeah.
no. If anyone can aid LA Knight in creating something in the ring that is akin to a WrestleMania moment. I love the leaping suplex.
Yes.
But his offense is traditional and basic. And some commentators might call him methodical, right? That is not Logan Paul.
No.
So the 2 of them can craft.
It works really well, yeah.
The Seth Rollins spot from last year.
I was going to say, if you want to have KSI pop them as a prime bottle again, I'm absolutely fine with that. Yeah. Delicious drink, great for your kids as well.
Stop this bit. I do not. You always do this bit when I'm on camera. Yeah. It's like pointing over NXT when Sidge is there. I do not endorse it. I banned my kids drinking that thing for 6 months.
They don't like drinking it. They just like holding the bottle.
I think that's what it is. I bought my son a prime stress bottle just because he could squeeze it. It's it's fine.
Yeah, does the same thing.
I don't think it's official as well, so I don't think Logan Paul got any of the residuals.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Steam News Agents. You have every penny of that.
But yeah, LA Knight leaving as United States champion would be fantastic.
Logan Paul has done a lot more than people would have thought in his WWE run.
Fair.
These 2 men have done an awful lot less, and I predict them to do just that at WrestleMania. These 2.
What a life.
Talk about backstage skits. They'll probably try and avoid the cameras rolling if they can get away with it. I predict that these 2 might work the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but will do everything in their power not to. AJ being in the match does make it interesting. Yes. We all see it kind of virtually split apart at this point. AJ never forgave them for not really helping him in his battle against Roman Reigns. So yes.
He could not hire them, but bring them back in as as an emphasis going forward. As I'm the Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner now. I'm going to dominate. I need you by my side.
They are odd men out. And speaking of odd people out, Xia Li, she was in the Rumble, but there hasn't been much going on for her since she lost the feud against Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw. I'll put her just in here as a singular figure. Tag team turmoil is obviously an option, but they might have to lean on NXT or a legend or something like that to get a partner. But it is WrestleMania season, so it's never possible. It's never a never, is it? Oh, gives me no pleasure to say this, Wilborn, but the absolute best. Yeah, well, ultimately the best Cameron Grimes is going to get this WrestleMania is not going to top what he got at that WrestleMania.
So happy to meet him. I think you can tell.
It's Andre the Giant Battle Royal, isn't it, this year?
He could be a contender. They could be like, we're going to do it again with him because he started off great, squashed Baron Corbin, and then they just went, just forget about him for a bit. Yeah. Why? He's mint.
I've admired since day one your attempt to, through force of Wilborn, get this man into main event position on the main roster.
Push him to the moon.
But not this year, unfortunately, afraid not. Nor is that the case for the big fella, Sheamus. Although I do believe he will make a return, but I think it's going to be on the post-WrestleMania Raw.
Yeah, still counts.
Still counts. Remember when they call it WrestleMania Raw and WrestleMania SmackDown?
God, yeah. And then WrestleMania Backlash and then WrestleMania XL or some bollocks.
I can't work out what WWE's relationship is with this show at this point. There was the years where it became apparent how much they hated it.
I think they're going to try now. Ironically.
They became the version of that meme, where somebody is streaming tears but with a smiley face over the top. I love it when the fans take over Raw. It's just the funniest night of the year. It's Bizarro World. And then they were like, let's make your shows as boring and as mind-numbingly drab as possible.
Fingers crossed you'll have a new world champion by the time the Raw after WrestleMania rolls around, so maybe you could actually put some good stuff on that show.
Yeah, well, and I think Sheamus will.
And Sheamus coming back would be... you could have him coming back as a heel.
Well,
he's going to get a hero's reception, but...
Hypothetically, either with a retaining or new Continental champion, that would surely be Sheamus' first target, right? onto another massive star.
Look at the size of his arm.
Another wrestler with massive arms. Randy Orton, he's got massive arms, and he's going to be using them to try and keep a hold on the bloodline at WrestleMania. Obviously, he is somebody else that has fallen short in his attempt to get to Roman Reigns, but he did come back with the promise of taking revenge on each member, and it is for that reason that I am feeding him to Solo Sikoa. Obviously, it's another opportunity for Solo to get one of those big name scalps. Like imagine being the legend killer. That's what Solo Sikoa can promise.
What he's become. Yeah.
After the way he squashed John Cena last year, it's again like keeping on task for Roman Reigns is a nice theme of the show, based on the spot that you have fantasy booked for the main event. More on that later. Solo Sikoa getting a huge statement win over Orton, and if Jimmy was to lose to Jay, it's yet more, well, he did his job. So you play.
Yes.
That kind of thing, you know?
I also really like, one of my favourite RKO reversals, I know we always think of the Evan Bourne or the Seth Rollins one. I think the Jeff Hardy one's really underrated, where he spins as he goes to the twist of fate. Imagine Solo goes, this is near falls, not the finish, goes for the Simone spike, spins, RKO.
Love that.
Good 2 count.
Love that, yeah. I think favourites to win the tag team turmoil match.
Good thing, yeah. They feel like contenders coming out of WrestleMania potentially.
Picking up wins, it's proper business when they're in there, even if right now the crowds aren't with them. The chemistry has always felt real. They're hard hitting wrestlers. They kind of have the very same sort of style, don't they? And like, if I was to say to you right now, there's not much going on in this division, but I can give you Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus the Kabuki Warriors for the belts, you'd have it, right?
Sounds good.
That's it. It's the best case situation. Unfortunately, it's not going to be for our next team, another makeshift pairing. But we've got Shotzi. Now...
Oh, no, sorry.
We've got Shotzi, and a bit like sort of Triple H's booking of the women's division, tanks just don't give it, right? But I do. Yeah. I like Shotzi, and I like Michin. So I would like them both to kind of form one of them. They've sort of like flirted with getting together to stop Damage Control when all that was kicking off on War Games. And like, let's be real about this, it's just not happening.
And they both love mad spots.
They do. They would take big chances to, again, just feature in that WrestleMania video package at the end, unless, of course, it was to be corrupted.
Oh, no, you've already seen them. I've done Alba Fire.
The video has been corrupted in a way, because, they're going to get on the cauldron, they're going to cast a spell, and they're going to get themselves in a WrestleMania match as well. Again, they're a proper team. If you're going to do something involving all of these teams that have randomly arrived together around WrestleMania season, these deserve to be in the conversation as much as anybody else. They're good as well.
Yeah, they're really good.
They're not really getting serviced by
NXT Tag Champs, of course. Yeah. Let's talk BFAB.
Now, might seem strange that she's appearing this late in the list, unless you watch SmackDown as fastidiously as nerds like we do. You might have wondered where she's been. But we did see her somewhere. A few weeks ago, just before the formation of a stable was soon to talk about, she was with Bobby Lashley as he was keeping an eye on his Street Profits mate. And I believe that relationship is made formal before WrestleMania. I think she's going to join up with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits.
The Lash Street Kids, as I call them. The Lash Street
Kids, in a more formal arrangement. And who are they going to take on, of course? Mega Gloves!
The Final Testament,
Call them the Final Testament, but I haven't seen that about as much. It's Mega Glove, in official terms. Look, you've got a 4-on-4 here, a multi-person match.
Yes.
This feud was...
Big leader, tag team, and Scarlett's there, and Paul Ellerich's just going to be ringside.
It was heated up in the Royal Rumble with that brawl when Bobby Lashley got eliminated.
Technically, yes.
They're not there yet, are they? They're not there. But I think, oddly, BFAB and Scarlett, the difference makers.
That could be fun, yeah.
Adds a bit of flavour to this one. It's a 6-man tag, otherwise... I think the Lash Street Kids win. I'm already starting to sense that Mega Glove is the latest, Karrion Kross reboot that won't take. But we'll see. And I think just a 4-on-4.
Not like their new logo. It's an F and a T at the same time.
Why is it not a glove? Okay. With 5 fingers, 1 glove.
I am the thumb.
the big thumb. Right, let's get some big business. So first prediction is he's going to wrestle, obviously.
Second prediction is he's going to have a preposterous outfit for WrestleMania.
Well, this is it, right? I think when Seth Rollins was in tears the other week on Raw, it wasn't so much about his injury, it was about how much he'd spent on the massive coat or something he wasn't going to be able to wear.
God damn it!
Like, you want to see the size of this jacket. And Becky's like, well, I'll have it then. Thanks very much. No, Seth Rollins will wrestle, I think. At WrestleMania. Yeah, we are relieved about that. Cut the promo of a lifetime.
Really good.
Not to put over Cody Rhodes, but to put over the belt around his waist. And that has led me to believe that the challenger will be somebody that wants it just as much.
I arguably want this almost as much as I want Cody to finish the story, because I think this is just genius from you. Seth Rollins versus, for the World Heavyweight Championship, Sami Zayn.
They have done it on Raw. They have told the story, obviously, of Sami trying to find his way separate from Kevin Owens on Monday Night Raw. But is there any wrestler on this entire roster that can be heated up over the course of one match?
Oh, easy.
And I'm not even talking about the Elimination Chamber, which he could win.
Yeah.
It is literally over the course of one match, one night, one promo. Sami Zayn gets nose to nose with Seth Rollins with no challenger in sight, with like, look, you campaigned for Cody, you pick it, and it's just not worked. Your knee, I don't think it's ready. Like, if you're going to go, there's only one man you should go against, and it should be me. That building's going to come alive.
Oh, yeah.
Sami Zayn can talk himself into a WrestleMania match. He can work himself into one. And the idea...
Him shocking Drew McIntyre, he's like, I've got this Elimination Chamber sorted.
Exactly, and him getting the win. The idea of him winning the world title on a zero-ending WrestleMania, which has all the tradition of like the work rate faves.
Yes.
Getting the big wins, you know, like 10, 20, 30. Sami Zayn being yet another one. A miracle on Market Street.
Yeah.
I've just branded it for you. You can have that.
Still chance of Seth getting the main event if it's this as well.
Indeed, yeah, it would be huge. It's just nice, right?
Yeah. Hope more than expectation. I
think so.
really like that as a bit of booking. Let's move on and talk about Imperium.
Indeed. So this is very much going to be how they look at WrestleMania. It's obviously great that Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci have made such waves in the Raw Tag Division, but I think they're going to be by Gunther's side.
Yes, doing his big entrance like they did last year.
And it won't just be for the entrance. They might feel they've got other people they need to deal with. Because Gunther...
Well, let's talk about him, actually. Oh, sorry, I don't know how that's got in there. It's just I thought it was... Yeah, that's better.
Gunther, who I think we can all agree is probably the most handsome wrestler in the industry history.
I mean, check him out there. There's some great pictures.
Look at it.
Character. Is it Adam Nicholas who made that?
Yeah. Yeah, let's shout out to Nicholas, because then it kind of baby faces this whole sabotage that I wasn't made aware of.
Done all this work, and I'm like, I've had a funny photo of you.
Funny photo of your face. Yeah, Gunther, that absolute hunk. That
Oh, yeah, he's a record title reign. Yeah, sorry, I've kind of undercut this.
That's absolutely worked his way into main event conversation.
Yes.
With Seth Rollins, or just with his own title. I don't think he'll headline, but I don't think that'll matter. I think he's going to be in one of the all-time great WrestleMania matches against a man who is going to have the performance of his life.
Thank you!
Chad Gable, obviously you've got with Akira Tozawa and Otis there to chase off Imperium. So it's kind of alluding to the fact that, like, Gunther doesn't cheat much, but having them there certainly does help.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be taken out straight away. One-on-one, one last chance for Chad Gable. I would even go as far to say, get his kids on camera, front row, like
got your kids, Chad.
His family were amazing on Raw the last time. Strip it up as win or retire if you want to. Something along those lines.
Jeez.
Like Chad's last chance.
Yeah.
Bit of alliteration, they like that.
Makes sense putting a big title on him with his Olympic background as we head towards the Olympics as well.
Indeed, and look, even if he doesn't win, that match potentially steals the whole weekend. I'm not just talking WrestleMania. Steals the whole wrestling weekend of WrestleMania. An epic, a total for the ages WrestleMania classic. Win, lose or draw. It's going to be Chad's big night, and Gunther's, even in defeat, Gunther, we talk about this a lot, Gunther's rebuilt the Intercontinental title. The Intercontinental title means something again. It does, but that can quickly be lost. A match of this quality, of this standard, for the second year in a row proves everything people have said to be true.
A win for Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. People be throwing babies in the air at this show.
Be incredible.
Great.
Be absolutely incredible.
Cool, so that's WrestleMania. I don't think we've missed anything. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Oh, yeah. Remember last year's main event?
I'm throwing my one up.
I'm going to acknowledge my tribal chief, obviously.
No, mate. I'm throwing my one up because he's moved from God mode to good mode, and thankfully there is only one defence left for this dying title reign. Because at long last, Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story. Oh, we nearly didn't finish the video there, didn't we? Is that a jinx? Oh, God. Great work by Seth Rollins to try and convince Cody Rhodes. Otherwise, the card is up in the air. Conspicuous by his absence in this video, Adam Wilborn's favourite wrestler, except for maybe one night of the year, and that's The Rock, because I'm just not with it. I think he might make an appearance, and I'll hand over to you in a second on that, but I think on this night you have waited, you waited 2 years for it, but you've definitely waited one extra. Cody Rhodes gets it done. Redo the false finish with the thumb if you want.
Yes.
Do everything you want to do and make it seem like it's just not going to happen. I've seen fantasy booking that suggests they even do the AEW thing of, I'll never fight for the title again if I don't win. Because what a callback that would be. But yeah, Dwayne, I think 41's looking great for you. If you want to come to Philadelphia, Wilborn's got just the way for you to come.
Well, it's always sunny at What Culture. You want to be at that show? But I'm going to throw my one up now, Hamflet, and then I'm going to throw what? 2, 3, 4, because let it play out. As I said, the right decision to not have Cody win at WrestleMania 39, but he has to bloody do it this year. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Jimmy, I think, is going to be out of the picture following the J match. It's understandable that he's just off to lick his wounds or whatever. Yeah. But Solo winning, he's a loyal member of the family and wants to support the head of the table. I like the callback of not another one. Spike, 1, 2, and a little tweak I'm going to add to that. 1, 2.
Oh man.
Roman Reigns cock punch kick out, but Cody doing it to Roman a la Jay.
Be still my beating balls as he gets low blowed.
And then Paul Heyman's like, do it again, Solo, get involved. Who's going to level this playing field? Not laying a finger on Roman Reigns, I might add, because that would kind of taken the edge off the final defeat. Have The Rock show up and get rid of Solo. He can rock bottom him, and that's sending everyone
Roman's in disbelief at what he said.
What
are you doing
here?
Yeah,
exactly. Have that. They can go off and what have you, and then it's down one-on-one. And when it's one-on-one and Roman Reigns doesn't have all of his lackeys, he's going to be overcome by the new world champion, Cody Rhodes. Finish the story, main event of WrestleMania Night 2. It just makes sense.
And that's our WrestleMania.
Just a casual appearance of Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena in there as well. But let us know what you think in the comments. Do join us for our live show, as I said. And join us at WrestleMania. I can't wait. I'm counting the days already.
Can't wait. This has got me hyped.
Yes. And while you're out, you can check out this video as well. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.